Today we're reviewing a 2005 Legacy GT, a car I had no idea Subaru made. And not in the way that I had no idea Legacy existed, but more in the way that I had no idea this car's caliber. I had no idea that its handling would surprise me as much as it did. I had no idea the amount of power this thing was packing, and I had no idea that this wasn't just another sedan.
Alright, so today I'm driving a 2005 Legacy GT. This has the 2.5 turbo, I believe, out of the STI, though I think it has some WRX bits, so it's not quite the same. But don't let that fool you. This car is pretty ridiculous for what it is. This car probably makes me say, huh, more than anything. First impression being, this car isn't as nice as I thought it'd be. So I've driven a 2007 base model Impreza, driven an 07 WRX, and I've driven an 03 WRX. And this is maybe just a little bit nicer than a WRX. It's like, I really expected, since this was a Legacy, to have like leather seats or like an actual leather wrapped steering wheel or maybe some fake wood paneling, but this is really just a more family friendly looking car than a WRX. Another thing it shares with the WRX is the engine. It's got the 2.5 turbo that the 07 has, and it really hauls. Like, that was probably the second hunt I had. Was driving this around, felt like a normal car, but getting just a little bit towards 5,000 RPM, you really started to feel the turbo. And it's not that it lags so much as it just comes on really high. But I mean, nah, it is kind of laggy. So I guess that's my third huh. Now, the fourth thing I'm really surprised about is this car handles great. Like, I expected it to be floaty and comfortable, but it's really just glued to the road, which might not be great for a car you think you're gonna be driving your family around in, because you're probably gonna hoon this as much as you would a WRX. Now this clutch I have to get used to though, so I'm really not used to having this much power. I daily an 85 RX-7, and it's like, it's super forgiving with whatever I do. But I believe this car has an aftermarket clutch, and you can really feel it every time you shift. It's not forgiving at all. And speaking of aftermarket, this thing has a couple things. Mostly are just kind of for bigger turbo supporting mods. It has a larger Mishimoto radiator. It's got headers and a larger downpipe, but it's not tuned, so it's not smooth at all. But it's a lot of fun, and I could definitely own this. If I was looking for a WRX, but I couldn't find one that wasn't trashed, I'll probably go immediately to a GT. And if I found a nice WRX with the 2.5 turbo, I might still go for this, just because it doesn't look so, I guess, cartoony. Like, I could actually drive this to work, and I don't think any of my coworkers or higher ups would think that, you know, I'm still just like a kid driving some like ridiculous looking hood scoop, giant spoiler, ricey WRX or STI.
This is a car that's left an impression on me, not because of what it has and what it doesn't have, but what it left me with. And that is the feeling that this is actually a great driver's car. This sedan, this plain looking Subaru is a driver's car. And not in the way that it is like something that you'll throw around corners and take to autocross and race against people in, though you certainly can, but in that it will always do what you want it to do. If you want to go out on a night drive and just blaze down a country road, you can do that. If you want to take your kids to school or go get some groceries, it'll do that. It won't complain, it won't push you to go faster. If you do go faster, it's not going to act like it doesn't want it. It just does exactly what you want to do.